Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to F1TS Hub Friday nights. And this week we are coming to you from Spa-Francorchamps for round 9 of the season. But before we get underway with qualifying, I believe we've got a little something different planned, Jamie.
Yeah, but yeah, we're doing like a lap of honour. So all the drivers we've agreed to do a lap for obviously Buxter, a driver racing this tier. He lost a close friend recently, and that's why he hasn't been racing recently. So as a league, we decided to do this lap of honour for him. So all the drivers are going to come out, do a lap of honour, and then we'll all retire, and then we'll get on qualifying.
Yeah. So our thoughts obviously are with Buxter tonight. We hope to have him back racing with us soon, obviously. But our thoughts are with him at this time. And so our field of drivers, as you can see now, are taking a lap of honour for his good friend who sadly passed away. So we'll have a look through the field as they take on this lap, Jamie.
Yeah, I believe I don't think Kev's racing, but he decided to do the lap because obviously Buxter's a close friend of his, and he's a former teammate, so he wanted to obviously help honour his friend here, and hopefully we'll see Buxter back on track shortly, because he was giving us a really he was part of the title battle. It's just a shame these things happen, but like it's obviously far more important than me racing, so it's good to see though, good to see the tribute.
Definitely, and we've seen this before a couple of times in F1TS Hub, and we are all a sort of family and a group of friends here, and we like to come together and do this sort of thing when the time calls for it. And it's just so nice to see Kev as well coming out to do the lap, even though he's obviously not racing at the moment, but he wanted to show his respect as well, so he's joined us on track. So yeah, it's good to see.
Obviously Buxter is sort of Swedish Dutch, so it's sort of like his home race as well, so it's sort of nearest to home race you get from Holland, so there's another reason why it's happening here, I think.
Yeah, I think so, and I'm sure, or I hope, that he'll catch the stream, or at least catch back up on it later, and see the videos posted to YouTube and what have you. So yeah, just a moment for him and for the drivers to spare him a thought as they take a lap. I think I can see a lot of the drivers have got black helmets on as well by the look of it, just to show their respect.
A few drivers are racing with Dutch and Swedish flags as well, so it's good to see. But people say, might be watching it now, hopefully when he catches up he'll better see this, and a good honour for him, I think.
Definitely. So the drivers are coming around the final sector now. So I believe they will cross the line and finish off their lap of honour for the Buxter's friend Herman, and then we will retire and move on to the usual qualifying and race format.
Yeah, exactly. All these drivers on the cross line should retire, and then retire from the session, and then we'll obviously get the qualifying underway.
So yeah, they're all crossing the finish line now, so we get some good shots here. Hopefully a few guys on the stream, and hopefully we've shown our respect in the best way we can here at F1TS Hub. And most of the drivers are now retiring from the session.
Yeah.
And a few donuts to go along with it from a few of the drivers by the look of it.
Yeah, exactly.
So we've got the sun shining for this session, but as we go on to qualifying, obviously we will switch back to the usual dynamic weather, and we know that Spa can throw up plenty of surprises with the weather, so we will wait and see what qualifying brings us.
Yeah. There's obviously those.
So yeah, what a track we have in store, Jamie. Belgium, Spa. I mean, it's one of the absolute legendary circuits, isn't it? I think there's not a driver on the grid tonight that won't relish taking this one on. What are your thoughts?
And obviously weather's a huge factor here. I mean, last year, I had a decent race here last season. I wouldn't say it was one of my best, but I finished 4th place just by keeping on track. It was a really wet race, and I didn't push at all that race. I just kept on track, and it got me 4th place, which is my joint best result in the league.
Yeah, can throw up so many surprises, and anything's possible.
To try qualifying, looks like
it is. So I'm sure the drivers will be pretty pleased to see that. It's so tricky. I mean, no rouge in these modern F1 cars. Obviously, it's not the challenge it once was, perhaps, but certainly in the wet conditions, it is an absolute challenge.
Yeah, we had a few drivers DNFing, but last season in the podium here, I was racing, it sort of rained on the formation lap. We're all on slick tyres, and I think 3 cars DNF going up the hill to Eau Rouge. I believe Kean and Buxter, who were the 2 main protagonists of the title, collided, and Kean DNF because of that, but it didn't matter in the end because he still won the title.
Yeah, we've seen many incidents there in the past on that one. Drivers trying to carry it around the outside of Eau Rouge and what have you, and then obviously the massive slipstream down the Kemmel Straight as well. I'm not sure if pole position is almost the ideal position to be in on the grid here, purely because of the huge slipstream you get, especially in previous games down into through the Kemmel Straight.
Exactly, it's less profound in this game, but it's still along with it, probably Mexico is probably the least favourite place of pole. But tonight we could see a new champion crowned in Ali Diaz. I'll keep it simple to start off with. If he gets finished on the podium, he's champion whatever happens. But I'll keep you aboard with everything else which may happen. He's currently leading the championship on 180 points. His nearest rival's racing tonight is Woman, who's on 95 points. So there's an 85 point difference. And if it goes on the switch, and count back, Alex has got 6 wins and Woman's got 1, so if it's a tie at the end, Ali Diaz's going to win whatever, because he's won half the races, and Woman can't obviously win 6 races because there's only 4 left.
Oh yeah, that's it. We'll try and keep you updated as best we can, but obviously Woman is in a really strong position to take the title. Well, if not today, Ali Diaz, sorry, if not today, then in the next race or 2. So, but we'll keep you updated as best we can. As we'll have a look at Wummer then, who's about to start his flying lap in the McLaren. So what can he do? He did.
The grid, no set up to the podium, drive the day. So well done to him.
Yeah, and he definitely needs a clean session here, doesn't he? He needs to be on the front row really to have any chance here.
Yeah, exactly. And he's fueled for only 1 lap, so it's all nothing in this lap.
Yeah, it's do or die then. He's going to give it everything first time out. Slightly surprised he's fueled for 1 lap, Jamie. You've got to look at such a long lap, 4 point, whatever it is, 4.2, 4.3 mile lap, 4.3 miles. It's a long way around the circuit, so if you make a mistake, it's it can cost you a lot of time getting back round into the pits and back out again.
Yeah, and also with the fuel he's got, I'm not sure if he finishes lap. I'm not sure how much you're left to do his in lap. Obviously, you're going to lead mix, but he's got 1.62 laps, and he might be crawling from up to the pits. So it's interesting to see how that works.
Yeah, and we've seen previously how much time that can lose you as well on your in lap. If you run out of fuel and you're just crawling back, it can literally stop you being able to go out again.
I've been caught out a few times because of that, and I think Suzuka and Baku last season, it sort of hindered, obviously on your first one you're not going full pelt, so it really does affect the qualifying. As Wummers coming through with Paul Frere now to finish the lap.
Yeah, it's looked tidy from what we can see from the spectator camera, no obvious mistakes, so it looks like he's going to at least get a good bank lap in if nothing else. So we'll watch this breaking into bus stop chicane, no lockups. And on the power,
but
it can.
Did it well there, and he's 34.6.
Oh, so he set the benchmark at the moment. His teammate Farth there, obviously off the circuit, and he slowed right down to let cars go through. So his first attempt has gone wrong. Mighty Daddy, 44.9.
Ideas has aborted his lap, so he's obviously made a big mistake there. He's coming in the pits.
Okay, he's going straight in the pits then. So let's go and have a look at the Mercedes. Sam about to cross the line now. How is his lap going to be? Puts him into P2 on a 43.9, so a decent first attempt there from Sam as well.
That's in third. Obviously, the two Mercedes they collided, and it cost Sam a shot at the win last week. So they've still got a chance to constructors title, but they need clean races from here on in, I think.
Yeah, they need some clean races. They've shown good pace. It hasn't always worked out for them in the races, so they need to deliver here. And yeah, well, I mean, second and third, provisional at the moment on the grid. It can't be a bad start for them at all.
As Ollie goes with the third place, so he's split to two Mercedes. We've got a new driver in the Haas tonight, David Trex, who's replacing Lemay, who unfortunately has had to leave for the remainder of the season. So again, a new driver. We'll see how he does.
Yeah, another new driver for the field, so we'll hope he has a good opening round with us. So we'll go on board with Fast now in the McLaren. We know that he messed up his first attempt, so he's going again. He's obviously fueled for 2 laps, so he's going again to try and get a lap time on the board.
He was very unlucky last week. He had a great start, up to second place, then DNF. So I think that was a real breakthrough performance from last week, and hopefully he can finish tonight and get some really good points for McLaren.
Yeah, he showed he's got good speed, but it went a bit wrong for him last week, so let's hope he can deliver. He's coming into the final sector now. It looks reasonably tidy so far. He's missed a few apexes, he missed another one again there. It's easy to do, and he's offline again now as well, so it's all gone a little bit wrong for him here as he comes through Stavolo and through turn 16 and onto the straight. Well, it's not a straight, it's flat out for these cars through Blanchemont.
Easy tries, yeah. So the Red Bull gets well out the way there, it's good to see.
So we'll watch him come through the final few corners, see how he gets to break into the chicane. I don't think it's looked like a fantastic lap for him, but you've got to get a time on the board, and that's what he's going to do here.
Gives you a delta for your second win, obviously. He's going to be mid 44, I think, or 44.9. He's down in 10th place. You want to improve on that, I think, but he's only got a 10th to improve. He's up to 7th with Boccadrola, so it's very tight in that midfield again.
It is, and only 5 minutes left in the session already, and he's got to do another lap now to get back to the pit lane. So as we mentioned before here, with it being a long lap, you're just really limited in the runs you can do. And I think we'll see quite a few changes. We've got Cloudy Balloons currently down in 13th, and Ali Diaz obviously not even setting a time yet, down in 40.
Pressure on Ali Diaz as our quick go for the top 10, as we've got a bit of a lull. We've got LMC Wimmer on pole, Sampster in second, Ollie in third, Matt FNG in fourth, Lawrence in fifth, decent lap for him, Oles in sixth, again another decent lap, Boffy 7th, SFR Chopper 8th, Matty Daddy 9th, and Farf rounding out top 10.
Yeah, so
as Farf is going to run out of fuel, and he's only at Piron, so I think his qualifying's over.
Yeah, he went all out for that second lap. Maybe it wasn't the best idea in hindsight, I don't know, but at least I guess he's got the lap time in. But as you say, he may well not get back round to go out again.
But I think with Ali Diaz behind the Cloudy Balloons, I think he'll jump out top 10. So the one positive is, if it's a dry race, you'll be able to start a fresh set of tyres. And I believe the Ultra Softs don't last that long round here. I think it's a qualifying tyre really, and if you want to do one stop, you're going to have to switch early to the softs, I believe, and switch it around here.
Okay, so we'll look out for that. Yeah, I mean, the old shop tyre, you've got to run it, I guess, in quali if you want to be anywhere in the front of the grid. Otherwise, you're going to be nowhere. But as you say, it's perhaps not the most durable around this circuit. Long lap and lots of medium high-speed corners take their toll on the tyres.
Yeah. To believe Retrex on the lap, he's the only real guy on the lap at the moment. He's just coming down this. Just coming off the Kemmel straight, 33, 34 for the first sector.
Okay, so we're going to keep an eye on this lap. We've got Matty Daddy as well on his out lap. A lot of the other guys still in the pit, so they're just going to go once more at the end of the session. Yeah,
I think tyre wear sort of around here, it means most drivers only want to do one lap on them tyres, because obviously if you qualify top 10, you have to start on the old tyres.
Yeah, so it's looked tidy enough for Retrex so far in the Haas. He's keeping it. He's hitting the apexes pretty well by the look of it. It's easier to try and carry a bit too much speed in the high-speed corners, Jamie, and just miss those apexes, and you can just lose so much time.
Yeah, that was my troubles when I was struggling a little bit last season. I was trying too hard, and I sort of realised, I sort of came to the conclusion what I did last season. I'm not the quickest driver. I just need to do what I can do best, and it got me better results than what I did last season. That's what he's doing here. So it looks like a tight-ish lap. It's interesting where it puts him. I think I put him back in the top 10.
Yeah, we'll have a look. He's about to cross the line then. So he goes P2. Wow.
Wow.
Good lap.
It's got to show you, yeah.
He did it. I mean, it looked decent. You never know. It's hard to tell, but he was hitting the apexes there, and yeah, he's delivered there, and he's on provisional front row at the moment. So that puts the pressure on Sam a little. He's standing third at the moment. Obviously, I mean, not a bad grid stop by any means, but he's so close to being on that front row, so he'll be determined to find those few more tenths if he can.
Yes. Yeah, it's Ali Diaz and we've started flying laps now, so I said I ordered to shake around a little bit, but obviously Retrex Day wanted to go for that sort of time where it's a clear track, so he knew he'd get a lap in. Obviously, he wouldn't get the prime track condition, but he wouldn't be affected by traffic, so he's got to be careful now because cars behind him will be on flying laps, so hopefully he doesn't block people.
Yeah, we'll see how he gets on. Matty Daddy as well, coming into the final chicane now. We know he's one of the first to go out for second run, so he's about to cross the line. So we'll have a look at the Williams driver and see if he can improve. And yeah, P6.
Decent lap after safe, right?
Decent lap indeed. So we'll now go down to our championship leader, who's just going through Eau Rouge in the sister Williams. So what can he do? He's got one lap here to deliver. We know he's got good pace pretty much everywhere. So it's not absolutely crucial that he puts it on the front row. We know he's looking good in the championship, but I mean, obviously he'll want to get as high up the grid as he possibly can.
Yeah, well, his first sector there was 2 tenths quicker than Retrex's lap, so he's on a good lap at the moment.
Yeah, we'll see what he can do. Obviously, he's got the 3 tenths between Retrex and Womack to play with as well.
That's going to cost him time. It's going to cost him time there. He won.
Yeah,
touched the wall.
A little bit messy. So we're going to Poo on now. He'll be searching for time if he possibly can. He's kept it tidy there, well away from the curb on the exit.
He did that nicely.
He did. So he's coming into turn 15, turn 16 now. Obviously, crucial to get a good exit from here. You need all the speed you can get to carry through to the chicane.
It's crucial. I don't think we pull up. I think that mistake might cost him, but I think this will move him to the top 5, I think.
See how he gets on. We'll go on board with him for the bus stop chicane. And it looks tidy. Yep, plenty of curb on the inside there.
Curb, yeah, he's very confident through there.
What's it going to be?
Oh,
and it's P1. 3 tenths.
Yeah, I reckon if he didn't make that mistake, he could have got a high 42 there.
Right, so we'll look at Womack then, who's also on his lap. Obviously, we're keeping an eye on Sam, who's dropped down to P5 at the moment. So can he bring himself back up? The Mercedes boys have fallen to P5, P6.
Yeah, see, Ollie's doing a good lap there, moving third.
Yeah, good lap from him.
As Lawrence moves to 6th and Stifler sets up, Matt's dropped down the order, he needs a good lap.
He does. We said there'd be lots of movement, and there's lots of drivers improving here on the second run.
Dan moves up to 4th, only 2,000 quicker than Retrex. And Matt's 7th, so that... Look at that, between 4th and 8th, there's a 10th of a second. That's incredible.
It's just, that is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Oh,
so we're looking at the McLaren then. He's coming down to finish his lap. He's on the last to be on the lap, I think. Perhaps the last. So can he get Ali Diaz? I think it's going to be a tough ask. He's got DRS open. He's pushing to the line. But it's
I think he just
not enough,
missed
was
out.
it? Yeah, he did.
I think a couple of hundredths, I think that was.
Wow, he pushed him close.
5,000 in a second, oh my god.
That is crazy close. Right, Jamie, do you want to read us through the standings?
Yeah. Ali Diaz on pole, Womack second, Ollie third, Sam 4th, Retrex 5th, Stifler 6th, Matt 7th, Lawrence 8th, Matt 9th, Boffy Driller 10th, Alls 11th, Cloudy 12th, Chopper 13th, Bar 14th, Pepsi Gamer 15th, and
That was Kev, I presume, is it, who's dropped out?
Yeah. I've just got to go for a second. I'll be back for the formation now.
No problem. So yeah, Cloudy Balloon's a little bit down the field, perhaps a bit further back than we are used to seeing him, but we know he's got his fans in the chat, and so he'll be looking to move forward through the race. We know we can do that, but look at that, we've got rainy conditions. We said it rains here at Spa, we said it's tricky through Eau Rouge. We're about to see what happens as the drivers go up there for the first time.
It's very wet.
It is very wet indeed. I'm sure the drivers, well, they'd have known obviously in quali what was coming up, but I'm sure still they'll be a little bit anxious about the opening to this race now.
This makes turn 1 treacherous, turn 1 up to Eau Rouge treacherous in these conditions. Obviously spray, and I won't be surprised there's a few collisions up the hill.
Yeah, same. I mean, we've been impressed this season in the wet conditions with our field of drivers we've got here. In the Pinnacle tier, we've seen very little incidents. I'm probably commentators cursing it here and now, and it'll all go wrong, but hopefully they'll all keep it sensible. I mean, there's no point pushing it through turn 1. Eau Rouge, you know, there's so much to lose in that section of track. I would certainly just be looking to keep my front wing and keep my position, and hope to, you know, get used to the conditions and build my pace as the race goes on.
Yeah, everyone's on the intermediate tyre, so obviously must be damp to heavy wet conditions, I think. Looks like.
Yeah, I mean, there's a good coating of rain on the circuit, but obviously it's not falling heavy enough, it's not puddling enough to be full wet, which I'm sure the drivers will be pleased about, because as we said before, these inters will go, you know, they'll go a long way and in a lot of different conditions as well, so they'll be hoping to take these tyres a fair way, I guess. Obviously we don't know what the weather will do during the race, the drivers will have a better idea than us, but yeah, they'll be pretty pleased that it's inters and not full wet conditions at least.
Yeah, exactly. We've seen this season Mercedes drivers have struggled in these conditions, so I don't think they'll be too happy with the weather forecast. But we saw in Australia, I think Ollie and Woomer, they showed really good pace in the wet, so maybe they can challenge Ali Diaz for this race win, hopefully.
Yeah, well, I mean, we hope to see obviously a good race. Ali Diaz dominated last time out, had so much pace in hand it seemed, so wet conditions, you know, we just saw how close qualifying was. It was just crazily close, but in the wet, obviously it could be a whole different kettle of fish. We don't know how much practice drivers have done, who's comfortable in the wet, who's not. So it could definitely throw a spanner in the works, and we could see some different paces from drivers who perhaps qualified a bit further towards the back.
Yeah, obviously we've got no weather forecast, so obviously Gaznon gives that, he's not here tonight, so we go in this blind, we don't know what it's going to do, whether it'll get heavier, whether it'll stay like this or get dry, we don't know.
Yeah, we have no idea, and it's Spa, so anything is possible, except perhaps snow, so we don't know what's coming up.
I don't think the spike tyres plenty have developed them yet, so
that'll be next season. They've got plenty of compounds these days, but they haven't got spikes just yet.
Looked in the formation up now, so we'll be underway very shortly. 15 people, it's a pretty decent turnout because it's in the weather in the World Cup, so good to see plenty of drivers racing tonight. Definitely
good to see whatever it is, 11 or 12 drivers, people watching us at the moment, despite the weather and the football, as you say.
Grand Prix as well, of course. Yeah.
And Silverstone this weekend, yeah. So plenty of F1 to keep us busy. But first we have got this Pinnacle tier race, round 9. The drivers are lining up on the grid now. We've got Stifler and the Ferrari there in 6th as well. He's had a decent showing of late. He seems to have found his way a little bit. So what can he do? We saw some good battles between him and Cloudy last time out. So we'll see how Cloudy does as well, coming through from 11th.
4th places, so hopefully we can get a podium. This order might shake things up a little bit as we're about to get the lights.
We are. So the lights are about to pop on screen any moment now, and the race will get underway. So here we go then. 5 lights. How long will we be held? Reasonable hold, but we're underway. And a good start from Ali Diaz and the Williams by the look of it. Womack defends to the inside, moves inside, and he does so successfully, holding off the Toro Rosso. And it's going to be as they enter the corner by the look of it for the front view. Great exit for Ali Diaz, and clean throughout the field at the moment as they approach Eau Rouge for the first time.
Yeah, a few cars. Oh no, the Toro Rosso. I think Ollie's got involved there. Similar to what Perez had last season, and Perez knock on, and Stifler as well has got involved.
That's chaos.
Spinning. Yeah, give it a curse there.
I did curse that one for sure. I said it was looking okay, and yeah, it wasn't. So the big loser from that is Stifler, who finds himself down at the back of the field. All gone wrong.
Yeah, Stifler's got wing damage as well, so it's been a very lonely race for him. As Cloudy Gloom's an excellent start. He's up 6 places, and he's Harry and Matt now. We've seen he's a decent Webber driver, so he's fed it through all that carnage. And
yeah, that's just what he wanted. Ideal for Cloudy. He can battle from 5th for sure. I didn't catch quite what happened to you, Jamie, with Stifler. It was obviously on the wall there on the right hand side at the exit of turn 1, I think, down to Eau Rouge. I guess there was a bit of squeezing going on, and he came off worse from it.
Yeah, I just saw Toro Rosso, Ollie, I believe, who also got wing damage, and he sort of got squeezed into the wall like what Ocon did last season with Perez. I'm not sure what happened because I was focused on the leaders. So
yeah.
It's Claudio takes Matt 4th place.
Matt's going to have a look back. Oh, he thinks better of that. I think the gap was going to close. He's still got a good run though here. There's nowhere to go though, he's near lifting, he's way off the throttle there, so just nowhere to go, and he backs right out of that as Cloudy runs a bit wide.
Yeah. So, Woman's sticking with Ana Diaz in his first lap, so that's good to see.
It is, only half a second gap. I think last week out it was already about 3 seconds by this point, so yeah, Woman's doing a good job at the moment of keeping Ali Diaz close. That's what you've got to do. If you let him get away and get into his rhythm, he's almost unbeatable, I think. But we've said a few times this season that Walmer is perhaps best equipped at the moment without the booster to challenge him. So we'll see how he gets on today.
He's got a run coming out of Eau Rouge, but obviously with no DRS, it's a lot difficult. But I think he's going to have a chance here. He's going to have to go around the outside though.
Yeah, I think he's going to be too far back. It's certainly too early in the race to be going for any dive bombs or anything like that, so I think he's best to settle in behind Ali Diaz at the moment. And the skies don't look too dark either, so obviously we don't know what the weather's going to do, but it doesn't look like it's particularly overcast, so we could well see it dry up later on.
No, I think Woman looks all over the back. Ali Diaz here again. Pouon isn't the ideal of taking place, so it's going to wait for the final sector again up to the bus stop chicane.
As you say, it's really close. In this middle sector, it's just about trying to stay close and to stay in in that overtaking opportunity position if you can, and to nail this exit out of turn 16 is absolutely crucial. This is perhaps the best opportunity, other than obviously the Kendall Straight. So we'll see how he does this time round.
He's got a pretty poor exit though. He's further back than us last time, and his retrex, he's sticking with these guys, so he's decent start 2 places, and he's not far behind them. So if they tangle together, he'll be there to pounce.
Yeah, and they're breaking away, aren't they, from Cloudy a little bit as well. So retrex, pretty firmly in 3rd position at the moment, which is really good for him and for the half team.
And it's good for Ali Diaz as well, because obviously Ollie needs the podium, and if the front 3 pull away, it doesn't matter what Woman does. If he finishes 2nd, he'll claim the title.
Yeah, definitely. So Sam dropped 3 positions off the line as well, so he's down to 7th at the moment. So not a great start for him, and he's got wing damage as well as he. So far from ideal, Farm and Pepsi right behind him.
Farm gets wing damage as well, like last week he gets wing damage at the back of someone, so the Pepsi gamer in a good position here. He used to have the wing damage.
Yeah, wing damage in the wet, not a good thing, and Sam really shrugged into Eau Rouge there.
Yeah, Farm's got run here, and I think he's going to have a chance. He's going to go around the outside, and brave man around the outside with no wing damage.
Yeah, he's going to have a look though, try and get it on the switchback, and he does, but then obviously Sam, if he can hold it alongside, will have the inside for the right-hander, and he does hold the position for now, but at the moment it's like a matter of time with the group of cars there behind him. Botti Duella now joining in the Ferrari.
Back to the grid, a good start. There's Ollie's spin dip coming out of Eau Rouge and Matty Daddy, and we're about to collision. Well, Matty Daddy's got a penalty for it, so...
Not good, and Ollie has wing damage as well then, and Matty Daddy no front wing at all on that Williams by the look of it. So not good news for him at all.
Because Pepsi Gamers all taking Boffiduella. I don't know if that's a mistake, or it looks like a mistake for Boffi got the wrong way back.
Yeah, Boffi still there to pounce if anything comes up. Pepsi Gamer perhaps in the best position. Well, I'm Boffi, I guess, in that they've got all the elements of their front wing still intact, but far all over the back of Sam is just looking for a way by it, but nowhere to go just yet.
Sam has really struggled with recognition this season. I think he struggles for the tyre weight, if anything, and Farf, he just... Oh, he's getting really close, but this gives Pepsi Gamer a good run here, and he's going to do him in good stop chicane.
Maybe he'll try and get a good exit if he possibly can, but then Boffiduella's going to get on the inside, and he does.
He can get all three of them here.
He can, he's got good speed at the moment. Will he try and outbrake Sam? No, he doesn't.
Pepsi Gamer's going down inside. With the sauce.
Great four-way battle.
Yeah, Brave Man going side by side up here though.
So far is it now in front of the field, so of this group, so perhaps he can pull away if Sam
goes wide again.
Oh, and there's chaos behind. Boffiduella has lost his rear wheel. He hit the left-hand wall through Eau Rouge. I don't know how he ended up there, but he ran way wide. Oh dear.
Will that be a safety car? Probably not.
Probably not. You'd think it would be a good chance of, I mean, Chopper just off the track, but on the inside of Kemmel Straight there, and Boffiduella as well. Just ran wide like Sam, but obviously worse, and ended up in the wall. But Sam, through Eau Rouge, he's just got no speed, is he? He's just struggling so much through there.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's just struggling with the front downforce. Obviously, he's getting horrific understeer, and yeah, I know it's set to regular, but you can still get warnings doing that in regular. So if he's not careful, he might pick up a time penalty.
Oh yeah, I mean he's just completely straight lined it that lap round, so yeah. I just thought he would have got a penalty that time round. He's just getting huge understeer, it looks like, into the corner, but then as it goes light over the top, he's then getting oversteer on the rear as well, and he's just got no confidence through there at all.
Matty Daddy's in again, so his miserable race continues, and not far from lap place team.
Wow, lapped on lap 4, not far from it, but he'd have been hoping for a safety car there. Obviously all the guys towards the back of the field would have been hoping for that, but it didn't happen, as you said.
Pepsi Gamer gets past Sam and I expect him to pull away, but Sam might have run on him here coming to the bus stop chicane. Oh, Pepsi Gamer almost loses it on the curb, and you're very lucky there.
Yeah, he just about managed to hang on to that.
Yeah. Obviously, Blanchemont in the wet, in the dry, is a pretty easy corner, but in the wet, he loses the place to stand there. In the wet, it is lethal, and it's not quite a full throttle corner in these conditions. You've got to just temper the throttle a little bit. The Sam does get back through again. And you let him through there.
Yeah, he just seemed to get him quite easily there. I'm not quite sure what was going on, but Pepsi is in a good position from the top of Eau Rouge and down the Kemmel Straight. Obviously no DRS for the drivers yet, but I don't see much rain actually falling, Jamie. I don't know about you.
I think the track's drying. I think the track's drying up, and I think it won't be long to look back on slicks. So, and Wummer is close enough where Ali Diaz now. It's only 3/10 in the lead.
Yeah, he's brought that down again as Pepsi's Gamer runs a bit wide as well. So perhaps we'll have a look at Wummer for a moment and just see how he's getting on in his pursuit of Ali Diaz. He's lost time.
On that. Yeah, he went a bit. He had a bit of wheel spin, and he's gapped up to a second now. So I put the curves on that, I think. There's Matty Daddy.
Oh, Matty Daddy retired, and Stifler's on the soft.
Yeah. I think he was at the back anyway, so he's going for a gamble. I don't blame him. If I was in the situation, I'd probably go for it. As he loses it coming out the pits and gets wing damage, oh dear.
It was obviously too early. Oh, and he's lost the rear again. I think we might see him giving up here.
Retired. Maybe me and you joined if we get some points at this rate.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. So he's continuing anyway. So we'll ride on board with Stifler for a moment and just see what the grip looks like. And it's just straight line, no rouge there. He's just got nothing at the moment.
Yeah, I was on board with Ollie. He's on the supers, and from heart to the mouth there. There's a front fork hitting.
Oh, he's locked in.
The time for slicks, but on board Ollie, it doesn't look like it.
Yeah, Stifler and Ollie have just shown us that it's certainly super tricky if you switch, but the top two have a different strategy as well. We've got Wimmer on the supers and Ali Diaz on the soft, by the look of it.
I wonder if Ali Diaz is going to the end on them soft tyres. I think Wimmer sort of commit himself to 2 stoppable supers.
Yeah, interesting. He's the only one in the front 6 at the moment.
Most of the guys going on supers.
Oh!
Everyone except...
Oh, sorry, Ali Diaz there on the inside of Eau Rouge. He touched the grass and the car got sideways on him, but he controlled it. He brought it back in line, but it will lose some speed all the way through this section. But that was a little bit on the edge there for our perhaps champion to be, but he held on to it, and the gap 1.8 seconds then.
I think these drivers need, for the time being, and need to just keep it, just keep it on the track for a lap. I think the lap time, 2 or 3 laps time, would be fully dry, but yeah, just need to keep it, just not push it fully.
Yeah, you need to find where the limits of grip are, don't you? And yeah, in no point pushing all out on your first lap on the dry tyres, because it can all end in disaster. Also, all too quickly. As we nearly saw from Stifler on his outlap there, as he gets the 5-second stop go penalty for speeding in the pits as well, just to make matters a little bit worse for him.
He's tired in the pits, so I won't play him in the sleep of a nightmare every day. His good form ends tonight. Such a shame.
Yeah, it does. I said he was on a good run. Well, that's come to an end. So we now have 11 runners, is it, by the look of it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 11. Yeah, and Ollie at the back. He can still sense points. You know, these sort of conditions, you can see drivers bin it. So.
Oh, and Pepsi Gamer making a move here.
Lawrence, yeah.
Yeah, job done on Lawrence. So Pepsi Gamer moves up to 6th then at the moment in the Red Bull there. Lawrence will try and start to slipstream, but he runs wide.
I don't think the curbs are fully dry yet, so he needs to be careful. His brakes really late there, you have to say, and he's pitting. He's lost his wing. Lost his wing, so that's why he went wide, I think.
And Lawrence is in the pits as well, so he decides he needs to get that wing replaced. So disaster for him really. He's just put those tyres on and he's straight back in the pits.
He's in supers as well, so I don't think he'll get to the end of them tyres, so he's forced to do it. A free stop effectively.
That's not well at all, is it? So we're keeping an eye as well on gap between the front two. Womer has to push now. He's on the quicker tyre. He's got it down to a second, but obviously he needs to make headway as quick as he can, because we think he has to stop again on those super softs. And Ali Diaz will hope, I guess, to go to the end from here.
No, has been there, but I haven't seen the notification. I think it must have been.
I haven't noticed it, but you'd think it must have been. It looks almost fully dry now out there on circuit.
Yeah, there was always sets the fastest lap, and so he's not giving up. Fair play.
Yeah, I mean, what, there's points to play for. You wouldn't give up now, I guess, with 11 drivers left in the field. You stick it out now, there's a good chance of points for everybody. And that gap now is down to 6, 10.
Yeah, half a second a game that sector, so gets a slipstream down this back straight. Surely you breeze past. Yeah, DRS is enabled. It's popped up on his screen.
Okay, so he'll have the assistance of that as well. So he's going to tow onto the back of the Williams here as they go into turn 1. So he'll be looking for a good exit if he can, and then you don't want to catch the car too early either, do you, down this section of track? You want the sort of gap he's got now, I guess, so you can just use the slipstream to close up through this section. Yeah. And then when you get out to Eau Rouge and open the DRS, then you go for the move.
Last year, I think Sebastian Vettel and Lewis Hamilton had a safety car restart, and Hamilton sort of slowly came out the corner, so he knew Vettel would get close to him, so he had to lift off one in Eau Rouge, and that sort of cost him the win, I think.
Yeah,
sort of definitely. But Ali Diaz had a really good run at Eau Rouge, and came away to say, yes.
He didn't lose any time, did he? Yeah, a little bit surprising, but he's still obviously well within attacking distance, and the middle sector here is where he will really gain, you'd think, on these softer compound tyres through these medium speed corners where you need the grip on the front end of the car.
Better traction, but superior grip and traction will help.
Yeah, especially with Pure on here.
he's getting a lot of turbulent air, but even with the turbulent air he's gaining. But this is the area where he can overtake again, so...
Well, that's it, he can close up, but Ali Diaz just have good speed, and if he can just nail these crucial exits, turn 16 and turn 1 obviously, then if you can do those 2 exits good and you've got low downforce, you can defend pretty well, even on the slow compound.
One here coming up Blanc Shimon, and you might be tempted to go for it into bus stop chicane.
We'll have a look, I think he might still be too far back.
Yeah, 3 attempts, you probably line up the move, I think. You probably...
It's definitely not worth going... Sorry, go on, Jamie.
Ideally, you wouldn't want to pass here, you want to pass down the Kimmel straight, because obviously if you pass here, then Ali Diaz will get a DRS, so it's a bit of a...
Yeah, you don't want to go for a dive bomb into the chicane, do you? And then, because then you just set yourself back if you don't make it work. You want to line it up here.
Much closer this time, but maybe he's too close now, I don't know.
Oh, I think he's going to be alright. He's not gaining too quick through this section. He's going to be almost perfect, I think. He's on the gearbox as they exit Eau Rouge.
Surely, this should be an easy move.
Yeah, rich mix. So Ali Diaz goes to the inside. So he's going to have to make this is hard work. I think he's going to be level on the outside, but he's going to have to hold it around the outside. Can he do it and keep it on the track? He's just over the track limits there, but Ali Diaz goes back through anyway.
This probably explains Wimmer's good pace in the wet. Maybe Wimmer went for more wet setup for higher downforce, but the Ali Diaz with any lower wings, because I thought that move was pretty much done coming out of Eau Rouge, but Ali Diaz had other ideas.
Yeah, I mean, you have to say, looking at that, Wimmer couldn't have been in a better position, could he? So if he couldn't make it work that lap, how is he going to get it done there?
No, and he's got a good run coming out of Pillon, but again, this isn't really an overtaking place. He's got, Ali Diaz making a mistake, and he runs a bit wide there, but...
Yeah, well, we're getting aggressive in the sector.
Line into Stavolo, and he gets it done.
He does, so it was worth persevering through that sector in the end. That's where he had the pace advantage, and he made it work. But will Ali Diaz now come straight back by?
He's got a chance to be passing here, so... That McLaren driver would get very frustrated at the moment.
Yeah, he's not going to have to go here.
He just needs to get his exit out of bus stop, I think.
He does. It's going to be crucial. You think if he can have one lap through that middle sector, you know, in front, he could break away, but this is going to be crucial now. He did.
But Ali Diaz is still in range.
Yeah, he's well in range.
Ali Diaz really always front to Richard.
Not the best line into turn 1 for Ali Diaz either. Ran a little bit hot in there, which cost him on the exit, and he's not as close as he would have liked. But I think Wimmer may be able to defend this okay from here.
I think if Wimmer holds off here, he'd be able to pull away in that middle sector, and he's looking like he was going to hold off. There's nowhere near Ali Diaz here.
Yeah. So 4 tenths then as they go through turn 7. He is, we'll go and have a look. So Sam having a look on the inside of Eau Rouge. This is where it can all go horribly wrong, but he touched back in behind.
He's obviously got his wing fixed, and he's getting back to his normal pace, I think. Going around the outside. Who's going to be the last late breakers here? I think Sam will be, but can Pepsi hold off? No, he doesn't. That's 5 DNFs. He's binned it up Eau Rouge. He was in the points, so that's going to knock Lonzoni up into points. So his bad luck continues.
It does. His luck continues. His bad luck continues, as you say. And another car bites the dust in that section of track. I think that's 3 cars we've lost now. So yeah, down to 10 runners here. So anyone who makes it to the end from here will pick up points.
And far from the chat, he's annoyed at himself. He's just laughing at his mistakes. So he's just taking it good. As Ali Diaz, he's keeping with Wimmer here, so Wimmer's not pulling away as expected.
And that's all he's got to do, I have to say, with the tyre compound advantage. If he can just stick with him, then you know he will be set for the win. You think as they approach the end of the race?
Could you lose? I think you lose about 20 seconds. It's a quite short pit lane, but you still lose about 20 seconds coming in the pits. So that's a lot. It's a lot of pace to claw back. And obviously, at the moment, Wimmer will come out in 5th place through pits, so you have to clear cars as well, which you don't. It's easy around in other tracks, but you don't want to be doing that. You want to be clear air, ideally.
Well, yeah, you don't want to have to be giving up track position, do you? So say we're joining in 5th, it's going to be obviously they have much faster tyres, but the best he can hope for then, you would think, from there would be second place. So I guess he's done it to try and attack, hasn't he? Which we like to see.
Yeah, I think he knows the championship really is over. He wants to fight Ali Diaz, and he'd have a game in mind. He's not really in the constructors' fight, so he just wants a bit of fun, I think.
Yeah, I agree. And as you say, he's managed to stick with him that half a second gap, and that's ideal really if he can follow there. He's there to pounce if Woman makes a single mistake, and he'll just wait for Woman's tyre wear to kick in a little bit, I guess, and bring him back towards the Williams driver.
Yeah, well, he comes in the pits and picks up a drive-through penalty, so...
I know. I know what that's like. I've picked up a drive-through penalty here for speeding in the pit lane, I think it was, or something in the past. It's such a sort of awkward and tricky pit entrance here at Spa.
Yeah, season 9 I did, it was a safety car, and obviously with the safety car was rushing the pit, so I just forgot. Obviously, you can't serve it in a safety car, so when the safety car came in, I had to do it was a drive-through in that game, so I lost 15 seconds the whole field, which is very hard to claw back on.
Yeah, that is really disappointing. I think there was a safety car out when I had mine, so I had to wait till the end of it to serve the penalty. So that was the end of my race, well and truly.
Yeah. Season 9, I still had I feel ready winning that race, but I'm making too many mistakes because it was wide open that race. So I just my worst days.
It's one of those ones you look back on and just think, what was I doing? Why didn't I just do this and that better?
Yeah. Shout out to Derry Trex, who's in a comfortable third place after saying his debut, and he's looking good for a podium for the Haas team.
He is. He's looking great at the moment, and one of our new drivers as well.
He might get better as well. If Woman has to pit, he might get second place.
Yeah, you never know. Yeah, anything's possible, but he's looking strong there in third at the moment, and yeah, he's a new driver to join us. So if you wanna get involved as well, either in this season or season 12 on F1 2018, then you can head over to f1pshub.com, and there's lots of info to have a look at over there, and sign up sheets and what have you. And you can follow us on obviously social media as well. Your Twitter at F1TSHub, and Facebook and Instagram as well. So yeah, go and have a look, and yeah, perhaps you'll be on track with us in the upcoming races or next season.
Yeah, I think Woman should be a bit of tyre wear now, and Ali Diaz might have a chance to pass him here. It seems all over the back of him. There's a few corners. Woman's been struggling with the traction, so maybe the tyres are starting to die for him.
It does look like perhaps, yeah, the crossover point has happened and the soft has become, or at least as quick as the super soft, and of course Ali Diaz is getting that benefit of DRS slipstream every lap as well.
Yeah, but Woman gets a good exit out of the source, you have to say, and I think Ali Diaz can wait another lap here because we're getting half a second down there.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see Ali Diaz taking any chances whatsoever. I think he'll be absolutely happy to sit at this sort of half a second gap at the moment. He knows he's got the tyre compound advantage, so I think he'll just be happy to sit there. There's no point in taking any risk at all. That's a championship rival he's battling with. He's got a big advantage over in the championship, so it's all good for him to be just keeping his rival in sights at the moment.
Yeah, Williams looks set for a good their fifth drivers champion in F1 Pace-Up, which is by far the highest.
Yeah, Williams have always been a strong constructor for whatever reason in F1 TS-Hub. They've always seemed to attract the drivers who've done well and worked together as a team, and Ali Diaz is just continuing that trend, I guess.
Yeah. And with Matt and Sam struggling, they're going to look good for the constructors as well. They're going to increase that gap, which is currently 38 points. So they're looking good for that as well. So Mike Daddy, even though he's not scoring many points, he might be a constructor champion, so he'll get a trophy.
Yeah, definitely. He's he's done his bit, I guess, but obviously Ali Diaz has brought home the majority of the points for Williams so far. And it's been a quiet race really for Cloudy as well. I think he was 5th, wasn't he, after lap 1, and he finds himself in 4th at the moment and just lapping around on his own. So he's just doing his thing.
Him and Matt are doing similar lap times. The gap's sort of sticks around the 2-second mark, and Sam, he's obviously cleared Pepsi now. He's pulled a 10-second gap, but I think 6th is the best for him unless anything crazy happens ahead of him. As Ali Diaz, again, he's close, but not close enough.
Yeah, he's not close enough. I think Cloud will take 4th, I think, won't he, after the DNF last time out as well on the first lap of the race.
Yes, Lawrence closing on Knowles here, so he might get some action. Obviously, Lawrence on the supers and Knowles on the softs.
Yeah, so we'll see. We saw Lawrence pit for his, well, he pitted again, didn't he, for his damaged front wing and put on the super soft. So reasonably fresh as well, so we should be able to close that gap down to Oils ahead of him.
Yeah. So all happy with his new teammate performance, picking the podium, that might help Hasley put the standings a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. We're on round 9 of 12, I think it is. So now is the time to make your move. There's still points on the table and positions to be gained in both championships. So yeah, I'm sure you'll be delighted that his teammates up there in a podium position at the moment on lap 14 of 22.
Really good on here.
I still think he's just happy to settle in behind him at the moment.
I looks like Wummer pits this lap. He's really struggling with his tyres. Well, he stays out, so maybe I think he'll be going for the ultras. I think be trying to hold on for them. I think.
Yeah, I think that's his best shot from here. He's in clean air at the moment, so and he knows he's got good pace compared with the drivers behind him.
Lawrence is on the back of all, so I'll keep an eye on these two. There's a bit of contact.
We'll have a look.
Lawrence sort of ran the back of Oles there. I think Oles is really struggling, and Lawrence he's going to have a run through.
Yeah, through turn 16 and then into Blanchemont.
Blanchemont. Around the outside, I think he's just landing the move up though. He goes on track.
Oh, he's lost it!
Oh, it's contact!
Oh my god!
Oh dear, that's Lawrence. What are you doing? That was.
You have
crazy
to say that was just so risky, wasn't it? And he just got on the dirty stuff and around it came.
Especially the 2 DRS zones coming up, you don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. A bit frustration got the better of him there.
He was just desperate to get through, but he had so much more speed. I mean, he closed the gap down so much. If he'd have just been patient, as you say, for DRS zones, he would have got the job done anyway.
He was off the track there. I think he sort of lost the. He lost it on the curbs, I think, and All's been missing the victim there. So both can go for. So both. All's obviously dropped down Lawrence because he had to change his wing, but will he be able to catch him again? And I think that might be going to the stewards.
Yeah, I think that may well go to the stewards, and I mean, Oles was obviously the innocent victim there, just on the racing line, and Lawrence just came round the outside, straight into the side of him. From what we saw, at least, he was either on the curbs or the AstroTurf stuff on the outside, as you say. But they fit different tyre compounds, 5 seconds between them, 6 seconds between them, but ultras for Oles, so he should, in theory, close that gap back down now, you would think.
Yeah, but I think them ultras, they'll be struggling at the end. It's 7 laps is it to go?
Yeah, we're on lap 16, we're on of 22. So we've got 7 laps remaining, 6.5 laps remaining.
Yeah, I think. Valley Diaz, he's not attacking. I've been aboard for him at least, so he's not attacking at all. He's just happy. I don't really blame him. He's just happily sticking with the DRS, sticking with him, and then once Wummer pits, so his tyres die, then that's when he'll get the position.
They've been within that half-second gap almost exactly for lap after lap now. But it just looks completely under control from both of them, to be fair, as well. You have to say Wummer, he's probably suffering a bit with the tyres now, but he's still hitting his apexes and driving well himself.
Yeah, see. I think the moment Wummer pits now, he'll probably come out around where Cloudy Balloons is, so he'll still be on for a podium, but he might have a chance of coming back at retracks. Obviously, he'll be much fresher ultras compared to old softs. As he loses a little bit there coming with the chicane, so. But again, he's not that interested.
Yeah, he's 2 tenths back this time. I mean, he's the closest he's ever been, I guess. But he's actually deliberately out of slipstream, as you can see there. He's sticking to the left of Wummer, so he doesn't even want that slipstream. He wants to stay behind. and he's got it all under control.
Yeah, 10-second gap to third place. He knows what's going on. And Uma stays out yet again, so it's gone a long way in these supers. I've been impressed by the stint he's done.
Yeah, it's been a really good stint from him. He's gone, quite long. To say Oles fitting those ultras early in comparison. Whether we had a chance to select the right tyre, whether he just went for it and just thought, oh, we'll see what we can do, I don't know. But we'll see how Oles does. That gap's 6.4, so he's not put that gap down at all.
Yeah, he's defending Lawrence is pulling away, so...
Yeah. It's not working for Oles then at the moment, but of course he's still in the points there in 9th.
Yeah, consistent point score this year, sort of the lower end of points, and then he got 4th place in the USA, so again that was a good result for him. Jason's a little bit wide there, so...
Yeah, the rear of the car there getting a little bit lively, but I think he's probably just having a bit of fun there, tucked in behind. I don't know what lap to expect one minute in, but you'd think, well, he's either going to try and push to the end, or he is going to have to obviously pit for the ultras.
I think if he stays out this lap, he'll be trying to get to the end, but I think this is probably his last opportunity to pit and have a decent stint on the ultras. I think he's left it a bit too late already, but if he pits this lap, if he doesn't pit this lap out, he's going to stay till the end and just try and survive. It's probably his only way to win the race, I think.
Yeah, it can sort of... It's sort of a bit weird here in that you think, well, there's only 5 laps left, but of course this is Spa and 4.3 miles a lap.
Yeah,
and 20 corners. The tyre wear racks up so much per lap. So you think only 5 to go, but that's a lot of miles.
Rear tyres get abused around here, the middle sector.
Yeah, I mean,
stays out, so I think he's going to the end now.
If he wants to win the race, he's got to stay out, doesn't he, and just go for it. I guess that's his only option if he wants to win the race, and if he wants to win the championship, he's got to beat Ali Diaz. So I guess he's going to stay out. Perhaps if he gets overtaken by Ali Diaz, he'll pit. But until then, I guess he'll try and hold him off for as long as he can.
Yeah, even if he just got overtaken, he's got a 10-second gap to third, so he might just hang on. But he's risking a puncher doing this, and
yeah,
obviously in the puncher, and you drop to the back of the field basically.
I guess worst scenario, he gets overtaken, he has to pit, he'll be on the ultras, and he's still got a chance to make up a few
starting to rain, so maybe that's what he was.
Maybe.
Holding outside.
Yeah, but maybe.
Will this rain fall heavily, or will it dry, or will it just be light rain?
Falling reasonably in that middle sector, isn't it? I mean, as we said, it's not many laps left, but it's quite a long lap time, so we could well see a really, really tricky last lap for these drivers. And maybe one that it could work out perfectly for.
I'll be pitting now, sticking the inters on. He's got nothing to lose. Ali Diaz is closer than ever. Obviously, we believe the harder tyres are quicker in these conditions, so looking really racy now, you have to say. Maybe he wants a bit of fun now.
Yeah, he looks like he's perhaps upped the aggression a little bit now. As we say, Lawrence, I guess, you may as well throw the dice. The thing is, it's such a long lap here. If you do pick the wrong tyre, it's such a long way to bring it back round again.
Yeah, but if you stay out that lap longer, you do last, yeah.
Works both ways.
They're both staying out the front too though, so you can see they believe it's one more lap. But I think it will switch to inters, judging by this guy, but it's not going to start in slicks or four more laps around here.
Yeah, but once the whip goes away and the temperatures drop, these drivers will be struggling like crazy. So who will be the first to blink? It's so horrible as a driver when this happens at this sort of stage of the race, because in your mind you want to try and stay out, and you're so aware of what drivers around you are doing. Will they pit? Won't they pit? Because it can literally make or break your race if you make the wrong decision at this stage.
Well, Diaz has a run of one here, but I don't think he'll risk it, because obviously you have to brake earlier in these conditions, so outbraking drive becomes even more treacherous.
Yeah, he's getting to the stage now where Ali Diaz will have to make this move, and looks like he's going to do it here. He's got a great exit into turn 10. Yeah,
he does it. You see, the woman's tyres are dying, and I bet these two are going to pit this lap because this is looking treacherous now.
Yeah, and Womack's struggling there through turn 11 so much. He was really tentative, and he's falling away now rapidly. from Ali Diaz, and you can just hear the engine revs there. He's just cruising really. So we'll expect drivers in perhaps this end of this lap.
Yeah, Lawrence is in. I think the rain came a lap too late for Wummer there. It was a bold strategy. I've got to give him credit for it, but it just hasn't paid off for him. Yeah,
it was just awkward for him. I also think if he'd have, pitted the end of that lap for Inters, he'd have probably lost too much time in the first sector as well.
Yeah, he would have gained it back now, but it wouldn't have been enough.
I agree. He was perhaps damned either way there. It must have been tricky for him to decide what to do.
He was up to 2 seconds the gap already. Like half a lap.
Yeah, and DRS has been disabled, so expect to see everybody in this lap. Ali Diaz in, and Womert will follow him in. And we'll keep an eye on Lawrence as well. He was the first to pit for those Inters.
Yeah, the gap's coming down to him, Pepsi, so he's definitely the right time as Retrex is in. Cloudy might have closed up a little bit, so it'll be interesting how they battle on Inters.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. So Ali Diaz then, hopefully his final time in the pits for this race. He's about to rejoin pit exit as well, to be honest. But he's negotiated that, and he's back onto the circuit. So Ali Diaz, what's it, 2.6 seconds ahead of Wummer then, with only now 3 laps remaining.
Yeah. And Matt seems to get a lot of time on Cloud in the pits there. That gap's a lot less than 2 seconds now, so maybe he's got a chance to take 4th place here.
Yeah, Matt within fighting distance now for sure, and Pepsi Gamer here, big loser. He's still just entering the pits now on his soft tyres, losing so much time. I know he had a big gap to the drivers behind him, but still he lost out a lot there.
He leads to come out 7th, but Lawrence will be a lot closer than he was, but it should be fine. 7th place. Lawrence is just approaching launching on now, and Pepsi Gamer is down the pit lane, so he'll be fine for 7th.
Yeah, I think you're right. So we'll have a look at the position changes. So yeah, Pepsi Gamer still up 6 positions from where he started the race, in 7th at the moment, and obviously Cloudy Balloons as well, as we said, with that great start, up 7 positions in P4.
Yeah, put in position. Yeah, you have to say. You see people like Buffy Joe and Chopper. They won't jacket out their races, but there's always next week.
There's always next week, as you say. And Cloudy Balloons drifting it round Pooh on there, on those wet tyres. So it's been a tricky race for the drivers, going from the Inters to the dries and then back to the wets.
Yeah, it's a typical Spa race, I have to say.
Yeah.
Changeable, but plenty. And the gap at the front staying stagnant now, so I think he's going to cruise to victory.
You have to say though, it was worth, we didn't know the rain was coming again. It was definitely worth Womack going for that strategy, because it did get in the lead of the race, and bar one lap he would have perhaps led into the pits as well.
Yeah, if that rain came, I think 2 laps earlier, he'd have won the race, I think, but just that lap too late. But he gave it a go, and you can't blame him.
It's definitely worth him going for it, though, wasn't it? Because he didn't have the race pace. He looks to be a tenth or so slower, perhaps, than Ali Diaz, so it's worth a try for sure.
Yeah. He's looked much closer this race, though. I think it's so a strong showing here. He did predict in his previous interview he's going to qualify 2nd and finish 2nd, and that prophecy is looking good now.
Yeah, indeed. It looks like, well, I don't want to commentate his cursing, but Retrex is looking good in that podium position as well for Haas, and it's been an ideal race for him as well. He's just been able to drive at his pace. He hasn't had cars around him for much of the race, so he's been able to just do what he wanted to do and race what he's done in practice, and it's worked out for him really well so far.
Yeah, he had a good start, you have to say. He sort of avoided the chaos of all the Ian and Co, and he just had it's been a very quiet race for him, but he won't mind. He's just settling into the league, and I think he'll be ecstatic with this. Obviously, upon your debut, it's sort of a dream result. Yeah,
definitely, and I think with so many DNFers as well, with only 9 runners, I think everybody still running will be pretty happy with their race, to be honest. I mean, everybody apart from Sam has moved up from their starting position, but Sam will be disappointed. Yeah,
I think Pepsi will be happy. Obviously, he's going to get points yet again. I think Lawrence, I think Oles might be the only unhappy driver after that incident with Lawrence. I think he probably finished 8th ahead of him, but it's racing. Sometimes things like this happen, and just got to can't get too frustrated about it.
Well, yeah, I mean, Sam will be disappointed with 6th, I'm sure, and I think, that wind damage early on cost him quite badly. He had all his cars queued up behind him, but at the same time, we've seen him DNF races before now, where it's all gone horribly wrong for him after a good run. So, if he can bring it home, it's still 6th place, and 5th and 6th for Mercedes, not a bad result at the end of the day.
Yeah, well, played him, and back in the day, he get a little bit hot-headed, but I think he's calmed it down recently, and he's starting to understand things like this happen sometimes. And
yeah,
obviously, I think last week he was annoyed, but last week was what happened with him and Matt, but he drove a good recovery race then, and again today, 6th place. It's not what he wants, but it keeps Mercedes the slimmer of a hope in the constructors, but
it does.
Extended the gap by 7 points, I believe, at the moment, so they're looking good. And Ali Diaz, he's cruising on the final lap now. He's letting one a catch, but it's too far. It's half a lap, 1.5 seconds. It's too late.
So this will be enough, I believe, to give Ali Diaz the championship as well.
Yeah, easily. Yeah. He only moves a podium, so it's going to be 7th win this season. He's 9th in the league, and I have to say them stats are very impressive.
Yeah, you can't argue with that, can you? I don't think any other drivers can, say that he didn't deserve it. He's been the quickest driver, simple as that, and we've seen him have to battle through as well. He had a couple of tricky races a few races ago, but even then he's had to battle through and get good results. And as he comes then into the chicane for the final time, Ali Diaz, another masterful drive of composure and consistency, and he made the move happen when he needed to, and he crosses the line, and Ali Diaz wins round 9, Pinnacle tier from Spa, and becomes Season 9 Drivers' Champion also.
Season 11 champion, yeah.
11.
Well done to him. It's his first title on F1 tier sub, and obviously, as I said before, it's Williams' 5th driver's title, so well done to them. I think Claire Williams, not having much luck in real life F1, but the virtual Claire Williams will be very happy at that.
Yeah, definitely. He's showing Lance Stroll how to do it in that Williams.
Definitely,
and great drive. And one of them, P2. Retrex, great result as we said, P3. Cloudy P4, Matt P5, Sam P6. Pepsi Gamer then will be next drive around, so he's just coming through the final few corners then. And he'll bring home 7th for Red Bull, and he'll be really pleased with that, I think. I mean, 6 positions gained during the race. He's our big winner today in terms of positions gained off the line. So
quiet but sensible race.
Definitely. And then Lawrence in that Force India. I mean, we saw that horrible collision between him and Oles earlier on in the race, but he's going to bring it home for 8th place by the look of it.
He's cruising. He's not even full throttle. He just wants to bring it home. I think. Don't blame him. As I think Oles is very lucky not to DNF from that. That was a pretty horrific crash.
It was.
Slow here. I don't know what's happening here.
It looked like a DNF every day of the week, didn't it? And is Lawrence going to wait for Oles?
I think he is.
And he is.
I have to say, fair play to that.
Yeah, fair play to him. I mean, it was obviously his fault. I mean, he didn't deliberately do it, obviously, but he just lost the car going for a risky move. And fair play to him for letting him back through. That's what the stewards want to see. And did absolutely the right thing there. So fair play to Lawrence.
Yeah. So we have our podium drivers, and obviously Williams boys on the back on the pit wall will be ecstatic at Ali Diaz, and have to be happy with their rookie driver as well.
Amazing from Ali Diaz. Just been phenomenal this season, and I'm sure next season we'll see him move up to the prestige tier. And I mean, based on what we've seen, I mean, we'll absolutely be keeping an eye out on him, and hopefully he can take it to the big boys of that tier, and just show what these Pinnacle drivers can do as they come through.
Yep. As we round out the order for here, Ali Diaz wins the race. Woman only a second behind, so he kept him honest all race. Retrex in 3rd, Cloudy Williams in 4th,
Matt in 5th, Sampster in 6th, Pepsi Gamer in 7th, Alls in 8th, Lawrence in 9th, Ollie DNF in, and you got Sopper Van Dorn, who I believe is 4th, Stifler, Lance Stroll, who I believe is Matty Daddy, Julian Palmer, who I believe is Chopper, and Kimi Raikkonen, who I believe is Off the Dweller.
Yeah, so that's your lineup then for the final results of the race. And well, I mean, you can't look. I mean, driver of the day today. I mean, you can say Pepsi Gamer gained 6 positions, but I mean, it's difficult to see beyond Ali Diaz as well, I guess, bringing home that drivers' championship.
I think them front two, they're just. I think they both did a nomination because they just had a great battle, you have to say. And
they did.
I've got to give tremendous credit for Wummer. He put off a tremendous fight today, but it just wasn't enough. Just a lap too late, I think.
It was, and as we said all this season, that Wummer has had the pace to battle Ali Diaz at almost every round, but he's just had wing damage that little bit too often, getting involved in battles that's cost him perhaps, the chance to take the championship battle right to the end.
Yeah, and I think Austria was his chance. Yeah, he sort of had and Silverstone. It's just the first few races. Ali Diaz put that big lead, and obviously Bugster was his main competitor, but obviously with his personal issues he wasn't able to take up the fight, but hopefully maybe next season Ali Diaz and Bugster can have fights in the prestige tier, I don't know.
Yeah, we shall wait and see, but yeah, that's it for tonight then, everybody. Thank you very much for watching, and yeah, more F1 TS Hub is going on right now. The prestige tier is underway, and qualifying coming to an end there shortly, so head over there and see who gets pole. Championship battle is is going down to the wire by the look of it over there, so head over, and it's been a fantastic evening. Our thoughts with the Bookster, obviously, with that fantastic lap there that the drivers took part in for the session. So we'll be back next week. Jamie, do we know what round, what track we're at next week?
It's an interesting track next week. It's Baku, Azerbaijan, obviously. Very interesting track, that. Yeah,
that's guaranteed. We're going to get some DNFs and some great battles there as well, and some huge slipstreams down that straight into turn 1.
Back straight, yes. Yeah.
That will be one to watch. For sure. So yeah, tune in, guys, next week, next Friday, 8 PM, usual time for round 10 of the season. So we're getting towards the end, only 3 rounds to go. So Jamie and I will be here commentating as usual. So yeah, Jamie, any final thoughts before we head off?
No, again, it was a good race at the front. Again, I've got to apologise to people further down, but that league battle was just intense, and it's the first time this season we had a real proper intense league battle, and it was good to see. And obviously, I've just got to say the front two, I think they're my nominations for the day. Who gets it to top up in my view, but maybe Ali Diaz because he secured the title today.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good shout. So yeah, have a good evening, everybody. Have a great weekend. Come on, England in the World Cup, and we'll see you this time next week.